Hello everyone, my name is Darkhan Bilalov and I'm a faculty member at Nazarbayev University Graduate School of Education. The goal of this video is to introduce you how you can do some basic statistical tests and pull out descriptive and descriptive statistics and do some inferential tests on Microsoft Excel. The whole reason to doing this is that in some cases in social sciences you don't really need advanced statistical packages that are very expensive. In the case of SPSS, for instance, and a lot of students they graduate the universities, and especially if we talk about master's students. They graduate the universities and they no longer have access to SPSS. So I'm introducing some of the alternatives, and in this video I would like to show you what can be done with the Microsoft Excel program. And at this moment most of you have Microsoft Excel installed, so it doesn't require any additional money. So I have pulled out the demo dataset from SPSS and converted into Excel file here and saved it as a converted in an Excel file for the purpose of this video. So let's take a look at what we can do in Excel. So if I open this file here, it's a fake data set that comes as a standard, one of the standard data sets in SPSS. So here it is in Excel format, and there are variables such as age, marital status, address, income, how much money is the person making, category of income, what sort of car the person has, what sort of education they have, how many years they were employed, etc., etc. It's a fake data set, but it's good to show some of the things that we can do in Excel, Microsoft Excel. So typically, when you get a data set, you would want to do some kind of data manipulation, data cleaning, etc. So in most cases, we do a lot of recoding. So let's just start here with taking this data set, and what I propose you to do is that you have a spare data set, always the original data set always available as a separate worksheet. So I'll call this original, and then just make a copy of it and do your manipulations on another spreadsheet. So I do move or copy, create a copy, insert it here. So this would be our maybe recoded data set, right? So, and cleaned and everything. So what we now can do is in Excel, it's pretty easy, I would say, to do those manipulations, just because we understand Excel more or less, and it's very intuitive. It's copy paste, it's point and click. So perhaps we can recode the income category. So for instance, here you see that it's already been recoded into income category, by the amount of money that the person is making. What if we create, just for the purpose of this one, what if we create a variable called income category dichotomous, right? So we can put people in different brackets of, for instance, rich and poor. But again, this is just for training. So in a real case scenario, you would say high income or low income. No, let's use high income and low income. So let's see. So here 25 to 49. If we say that anything that goes 25 to 49, or like from 0 to 49 is a low income, and 50 or 49.1 to to infinity, I guess, is a high income. So what we can do here, we can use a if function. So here's how we do it. We use the if function. So we hit equal sign, which introduces a formula. We use if, and then we have a very helpful help here. So logical test. So what do we want to say? And we want to say that if income is less or equal 49, that means that the person belongs to low income category. And if it's higher than 49,000, then it's a higher income category. So we choose the cell in income. So we say E2. Then we write our logical test is less or equal 49. And then we have to write what's going to be, in what value it's going to be recoded. And here the value is, say, low, right? Then we hit comma, and then we introduce another one more condition. And we can introduce as many conditions as we want. So here, if, again, and repeating the same procedure here, checking the E2, but this time it's more or equals 49, but we don't want to say 49 because it's going to be a conflict, so 49.1 or 49.01, for instance. And then we hit comma, and we would like this to be called high category. And then don't forget that you need as many brackets as was used. So once you write it down, and if you don't get it correctly, the Excel will tell you that you need one more bracket, and it will actually automatically change it for you. So see what we did, and let me hide this one. What we did, we effectively recoded this cell into high because it's 72. So we just need to drag it down, or it's even easier to do it. Just double click on on this little box here. Double click, and it will fill up the whole data set. And it's like a 6,000 observations here, so it's a big data set. So we were able to create this income category dichotomous. Okay, so this is one way to recode variable. Sometimes it's you can do it even easier in some cases. So for instance, let's see, like job satisfaction category, for instance. We see here that we have the job satisfaction category. Let me insert here. So see, you need to instead of having 5-point scale, you wanted to decrease it to 3-point scale. So say you want people who are highly satisfied and somewhat satisfied would actually be just called satisfied, and those people who are highly dissatisfied and somewhat dissatisfied would be called dissatisfied. So let's and neutral stays neutral. So let's say job satisfaction 3 scale, right? So it's just a 3-point scale. So here's what we can do. Let's just copy this, this whole variable here, the contents of the variable, into job satisfaction 3 scale. And here's what we can do. Because we need to recode this highly satisfied and somewhat satisfied into satisfied, what we can just do is to do just a simple procedure that we do every day, right? And when you do editing in Word, you just do replace, find and replace. So to do replace, you either hit find and then say replace, or hit Control and H. So what do you need to find? You need to find highly satisfied, for instance. I'm just copying and pasting because it's easier. So you want to do highly satisfied, and you want to call it satisfied, because we want the categories satisfied, and do replace, and then Okay, so what I needed to do instead of copying, because I copied and pasted, it only highlighted this one. But we need to highlight the whole variable, the whole area where we want to find this, because we don't want to change this column. We only want to recode just this one column. So what we do is highly satisfied, replace with satisfied, and hit replace all. It effectively replace 1,200 observations. Similarly, let's do somewhat satisfied. These are another people who can be called satisfied. So somewhat satisfied, 1,400, and then we need to find those people who are dissatisfied. So let's say somewhat dissatisfied, and we call them dissatisfied, right? And replace all. And here highly dissatisfied, right? Remember, it remembers it will match exactly as we type, and 1,000. And just for maybe to make it look nicer, I say you also recode neutral into neutral with okay, so if it doesn't catch it because it says it's the same thing, you just have to do match case. So if you do match case, then you can because I said neural, but it should be neutral. I'm sorry. So we replace it all, and here you go. So now we have this variable called job satisfaction free scale. Okay, let me make this text bold, and then I'll show you. So I'll show you what we can do next. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work with in the next video we're going to work with the pivot tables, and I'm going to explain how to use them.